Python manage dot py start app, and the app name is what? Shop. Make sure you don't put S to it. It is singular. Shop. So just shop, no problem.
Keep laughing. No, I'll buy one bottle of beer after laughing.
So shop, we're waiting for it to install the create the app. So I think it should be done. Okay, it's done. Now, the moment you've created the app shop, all you need to do is go inside the settings and install that app you just created. So for me, I know the conversion. I know that I'll come inside app. I'll create a list, a string here. Inside the string, I'll name the app shop dot apps, or we can leave it like this, simple. Let's keep it this way, just shop and leave it here. Now, the next thing you need to do is come and configure the URL. So I'll copy this. I won't copy anything. I'll just come and copy this data here. I'll copy this one and I'll paste this data here. Now, because this data is actually shop, let me keep it simple. I'll remove everything here. I'll keep it this way for the first one. Then I'll do shop here, SHOP. Now inside this one, I'll import this URL. So I'll import the include. To import the include, all I need to do is path, because it's inside the same file. So I need to import it from this side. I'm done. All I'm saying is that anytime you want to see the base URL for this path, for this shop, you need to go inside shop.url. And when you go inside the shop.url, you won't see any URL file here. So we have to create our own URL file. And it's URLs. So URLs. And it's a Python file. So I'll do .py. And I do this. Now, what I will do is, to avoid me doing so, like I don't want to stress, I'll come and copy all of this thing except the admin, because I'm not going to work with admin there. So I'll remove the one with admin and paste this one. I'll remove everything inside my list. You remember this list. I'll remove this include because I'm not going to do any include. Now I'll keep it this way and remove. The next thing I'll do is I'm going inside the views here. I'll go inside these views, okay? Inside this view, and we are going to create the home view. The first view is the home view. So let's list the views we need to create. The first one is the home view. So home view. The second one is let me copy and paste it. The second one is the category view. So I'll copy this one and paste it. I'll call it category. Category view. Is it? Hey, no. Category. Then the next one is the product detail view. So I'll call it product detail. I separate them with what underscore product detail DETAIL view. I'm done. Then I think cats view.
Is it necessary to bring the view again?
Yes, I like to give them views to know that it is a view. Whenever you see the function, you know that it's a view you are calling. Yeah. That's why I call it view. I put the view there. So the next thing is the cat view. So cat view. The next one is what? Checkout view. So checkout view. Check out. Then the last one is what? Order. So ORDER, order view. But for me, I'm going to create the home view. So I'll just jump inside this one, bring this one down, and create my home view. This is a function-based view. You know how to create a function. So dev home view. Then I'll do this. Inside this one, I'll pass a request. Inside this request, I'll return this function. Okay, so I'm going to return render function. Return the render function. Inside this return render function, if you could see clearly, the moment I do this, it says that I should send the request back. I should render that request I'm making, followed by the template name. They are saying the template name is what? A string. It's going to be a string data. It's going to go with a string. So I'll pass template name here. and I could assign it to a string here, but I don't like this conversion. It's too some way back. Let's keep it like this and do equal to the next one is the context. The next context is actually mapping. Mapping is actually a dictionary. So I'll pass this one here and do this. Assign it to a dictionary like this. But I don't like this way, so I'll cut all of them. I'll remove this one. I'll copy this thing and paste it here. Now I'll do enter here and remove the comma here. And I have the variables here, so I'll just call variables here instead of me passing the values to it. Okay. So you are one way through. The next thing you need to do is pass your home view, and you call the home view was the index, right? The index file. So index.html. Okay, index.html. The context, this is okay. Now you move back to your URLs. Inside this URL, you are going to create a path for this guy. So you do path, then you do indentation. Path, then inside this path, the first thing it will take is a route. I don't want to pass a route here. It is going to be empty. The next one is the view, right? So we named it what? Home view, right? Home view. So I'll use the second one. When I click on it, it will do auto import for me. It will import it for me. So it has imported for me. I didn't do it auto import. But if it didn't import for me, I would do my thing myself. So the next thing I'll do is pass the next parameter argument here, and I'll set it to what? Name. We'll talk about this thing. I've not spoken about it, but when we finish this one, that's the next thing we are going to talk about. We'll pass this one and we are through.
Is there a special way for your auto import or that?
No, it's this because of my IntelliSense. My extensions are installed. Okay, so we'll install those things later. So let me call this one my home page. Let me call it home. Okay, I'll call it home. Then what else? I'm done. The next thing I have to do.
Why do you call it home when it's under the app shop?
I'm calling this URL, this guy, this path is called the home path.
Okay.
This is not the shop. If I want to name this one, I'll name it shop. If I want to, I'll do app name. I'll do app underscore name. Then I'll set it to shop. Whatever. I can do this. I'm fine. But let me keep it simple. It's okay. Let me leave it like this. You guys shouldn't get confused, so I don't know. Let me leave it there. Alright, then the next thing I need to do is let's see what happens when I run my server if I'm having issues. You have to always, when you're done with a part, just run it and see if you have errors. So I'll open my terminal. So Python manage.py. This time around, I'm doing run RUNSEVA and server. Enter. I'm good. Okay. So now, when the moment I click here, I'm saying that the moment I go here and I don't do anything here. I don't do anything. I don't pass anything here. So if I had done home here, I had placed home here. I should have done this domain / home, but I didn't pass anything. I'm going to remove it. Let me just bring it here and run this first. Which one is open? Okay, it's open here. This time around, the next class, I'll download a screen recorder. Okay. Then I'll record it after the section and I'll send it to you on Drive so that you get it clear. Okay, you could see that now it's asking for home because it is asking for home. There's no URL without anything here. So it's asking for home. If I had brought my home, then fine, everything will change. Everything will change, fine. If it's going to give me another error, but fine, I like this error. It's telling me that the index.html is not existing. But I don't want to do this home. Let me remove this home here. I'm not doing this home. I'll come back to it later. One day. So let me come here and remove this. Then I'm back to this. I'm fine. Template doesn't exist. At the moment they tell you template doesn't exist, that means you are going to deal with your templates. Okay, so let's go and deal with our template. I'll compress this one and go inside my settings. Me, always I say this, I'm very lazy. I'll copy this one and I'll paste this one here. I'll paste this data inside this. Oh, sorry for this. Make sure you call it templates, because the folder, this is the folder and it's going to hold multiple templates. Okay, that's why I call it templates. Now you come to the root directory, the one where you see the manage.py. You click here, make sure you have the highlighted, this thing is going to be highlighted blue. When you right click inside or you click on this button, the create folder, you can create a folder called the name you just made. This name, it should be the same name, so templates, then keep it like this, you're good. Inside this template, you create this, you said that you want what? A file called what? Index.html. So I can also create a folder. Look at, I can create a folder called home. Inside the template, home. Then inside the home folder, I'll place this one inside. No worry. Inside the home folder, I'll place this file inside. But to tell this file that it needs to tell my view that it needs to go inside home before it will see this file, you do home slash this. Then when you pass your mouse on it, then it's going there. Good. So home.
Sorry. You said if we are carrying like the templates now in the one you gave us, if we are putting all of them in the templates folder, do we need to create like each folder for them, each of them?
No, if you don't want to, I'm just giving you another way you can put them. Organization, you can choose not to do this and do this. Remove this one and pass it here and here, move. Then after I'll delete this folder, I don't need this one. It's just another option. So when I refresh this one, when I go to my browser, what is it? My browser, and I refresh this thing, everything is working. There's no error. So what you need to do is, let's go and the template you downloaded, we went to download, you stored, where is it? I think it's somewhere here. I placed it inside this one. It's here. So if it's here, there's it. I'll extract it here. I don't want it to go anywhere. So I'll right click and extract here. Then it will create a folder for me that everything is inside. Good. If it's done, I think it's somewhere here. Okay. I'll open this folder with Visual Studio Code again, so that I get to, let me close this file. Okay. When you practice this thing, you get it. If you don't practice, you won't get it. So please practice. Okay, this is it. So you see that this is your index file, right? Come and take everything in the index file. Control A, copy everything, and let's go back to our old file, which is, let's go. I don't need this file, so let me close this one. I think this one. I'll come back to where I have this. Now inside the index file, I'll just say what? Python manager.py migrate domain for now. Save this, and when I come back to my browser, let me go back to the browser. When I go back to the browser and I refresh this, oh voila. Yes, everything is loading. But now, it's not nice. There's no CSS and anything attached to this file. There's no CSS. So let's see how we can make the CSS work. To make the CSS work, nothing serious. All you need to do is, if you can't memorize this thing, just connect your internet, like what I'm going to do. I want to make life simple for everybody. So I think you connect your internet. Connect internet. I think I've connected this before. It works. Alright, so I'll go inside my settings. Okay, so I want you to see clearly. So that's why I'm bringing it down. So come here, go inside then I go inside settings. This time I'm going to configure static files, right? So what are static files? They are saying that static files are CSS files, JavaScript files, and images. Okay. So before we create static files, they are telling you that the static files, this is a static file. There is a folder here called a static file, but you can see that there's no folder here, so you need to create yours. So copy this one, copy this, and pass this one. Right click here, The machine is freezing. Oh, yeah. Which class do I have next? Which class do I have next? I want to rush somewhere. The RAM is 8 gig.
It's 8 gig.
Is that the RAM? Is that the RAM?
It's the 69.
Ah. The machine though, you can pause it. That's frozen.